Corrigan
We have all three
and
clues.
the Fighting Irish looking to three-peat this May. That's only been done 3 previous times in the NCAA era. Princeton last did it, 96-98. Syracuse, 88-90, and then Johns Hopkins.
And here goes Kevin Corrigan.
Safe to say, with the amount of talent in the game, the amount of teams in the game, if Notre Dame completes the three-peat, harder to do it now than ever before.
100%. And so much credit to Kevin Corrigan and his staff. The way that he's evolved over the years, too, based on his personnel, how all his teams have looked different, right?
Wambach 2 for 2 with the X. The program card seemed to pivot, really with the arrival of Matt Cavanaugh.
Yeah, Matt,
and then it went to a different level with Pat and Chris.
100%. And, you know, I think of their dominance over the years, specifically this last 2 to 3 years. They have figured a way out.
Here's Duffy. Skirts wide.
To use the portal to their advantage. They didn't overload in the portal. They find these key pieces, just 1 or 2 a year. They're recruiting at the highest level. His assistants, Chris Wojcik and Ryan Wellner, are 2 of the greatest recruiters in the sport. They have it going on in South Bend. I mean, Kevin Corrigan, I don't think he's going to go anywhere. Well, why would you leave right now? You know, you've been there 3+ decades, but right now you're at the top.
Couple players tangled up. One was Duffy. Here's Wilson. Snakes back to X. Playing hangman with Buckner. Madden trying to flash open. Wilson shakes, sizzle, score. Wow.
This deserves a smell you later. I mean, look how he uses the back iron in the edge of the crease to just absolutely shake Tyler Buckner. I mean, Tyler Buckner, you want to talk about an elite athlete. This is a Division I football player who started a game for Alabama and is on the Notre Dame football team. Brevin Wilson absolutely juked him. And the way that he kind of anticipated where Buckner was going to hedge to him and overcompensate, he played to it. He dropped that plant foot and made him overextend even more.
The 5th goal of the season for the freshman Wilson. Colin Hagstrom at the face-off X for Notre Dame. It doesn't matter. Wambach's 3 for 3. Trail check by Will Donovan, the All-American.
Wambach is off to a great start. Last year, we didn't see the matchup between Wambach and Lynch. Lynch did not play in that late-season game against North Carolina. So a lot of anticipation.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. We still not gotten nothing yet on the board still, and last year we were our national champions for Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
You can make a strong case he's a first-team All-American. Here's Jeffrey. He's been coming on of late. Cavanaugh shoots on the run, missed wide.
This is what I like about Chris Cavanaugh. You will see him all over this offense in terms of where he's going to start his dodges. He can hang a player up at X. He can play in the top corner. He's really positionless.
Faison the jumper. Gianfrancaro catapults out of the cage. Right now, North Carolina just quicker. All the 50-50 ground balls. They got a chance, maybe unsettled. Wilson slams on the break. O'Berry over to Dom Petromalo. That might be his first touch.
Here's Wilson again. He's subbing in for Matt and some, so they're using a little bit of a rotation. And when you inject a player with quickness like that, you can get him a short stick on a switch. Watch his footwork.
They're working on Gallagher. Now Duffy against Light. So much of Carolina's offense predicated on Duffy and Dom Petramala. Now using the sub game, Harshbarger. Joe Bresci has talked about guys like Harshbarger, Mason Suchek, who's had 4 goals the last 2 games. Some of these younger guys, Ty English, that's going to determine the ultimate ceiling for UNC.
Oh.
To English on cue.
And the shot goal is good by North Carolina.
2 sweet moves with dishes. One was to Wertheim early in the first quarter. This time, just uses his plant foot and then anticipates where the slide's coming for a freshman midfielder to have the awareness, Anish, to understand, okay, I have to step on my defender. Where's the slide coming? He just holds it for just an extra beat. So English has time to set his feet. The freshman midfielder, Suchek.
I do
And
remember
Harshbarger,
the
they have
last
3
time that I had
dynamic
come
ones
to
coming in
for a
next year.
reason.
Gary Merrill and Anthony Rail and Luke
What did
Bear,
you
like
do
3 of
for?
the best midfielders in high school lacrosse right now. You couple them with these 2 studs.
So no Will Lynch at the face-off X. They stick with
I
Hagstrom.
can't believe it.
Trying to find some kryptonite for Wambach. And Donovan off the wings. Such a weapon.
They still did not update anything. It's ridiculous.
How do the Irish want to get into their offense, Paul?
I heard
think
you
have
want to
to
work
have
with them.
Chris Kavanaugh
I heard.
orchestrate,
But
be
don't
the
worry.
main facilitator, and then you have to
They will
gotta find
eventually
some
will.
punch from your midfield. I thought when they played Syracuse, they didn't have enough midfield production from a dodging standpoint, drawing slides, use guys like Matthew Jeffrey and Jordan Faison to create.
Here's Seymour, big 6'4" midfielder. Good look here. Buzenkill shot it a bit too high. And again, the Irish have yet to put a shot on goal.
And I bring up the midfield dodging because if they are a dodging presence, that opens up the inside for Jake Taylor. Because Jake Taylor just creates so many problems
That was
inside
just no longer
if your
there for
midfield's
6
dodging.
now.
That shot blocked. Paul Barton scoops it up. Now, Taylor and Kavanaugh both ranked
What?
in the top 5 in goals all time at Notre Dame. Kavanaugh second all time.
And I do
Taylor fifth.
receive an.
We remind you that
Who
our
wants
next
to work
men's
with a
lacrosse
team
game on
like tomorrow?
ACCN
Oh, if you know anybody who works there,
down the road in Durham.
what did he need? A male or a
Syracuse
female
and
one?
Duke. You get the sense for Duke.
They probably
gotta figure it
might
out. They
say,
got to figure it out offensively. You watched them last week.
This is
They
good
got
or
a
bad?
championship caliber
I
defense
think I would
offensively.
say
It's been a
is,
struggle against better teams.
Yeah, their attack has to come to play. I mean,
unless
there's
you
been
want
games
to
where the
answer what
attack is
experience I
combined for,
have.
2 points.
If
in a
that's
game.
the
That's not
case-
going to cut it in ACC play. You can't be that predictable in terms of your midfield presence with guys like McAdory,
gotta do
Sloan,
it.
Johnston. When you defend a team like Duke, you're going to start daring the attack to win a matchup.
Back on April 9th, I did not do that, by the
Yo-yo
way.
between midfield and attack. Ultimately, what's the best role for him?
He's a midfielder. I think he's playing attack out of necessity to get some kind of presence from behind the cage to balance the offense.
Spotlight, step for step with Duffy.
He does not like, well, he wants to work out of that demo so bad.
That one got a piece of something.
So we need to find out how many more do we have. I think we have,
Should say crease violation. Or
actually, I
hit
think
the
we have,
cage.
I
No
think we
shot
have
clock
multiple.
reset. Here's Ryan
It's
Levy.
still in reveal. And I do remember the
Duffy now
last
has
time
the
he
short stick
said,
Buckner.
after he going to choose me,
He slips. There's the double. Skip pass. Petramala recovers. Left hand free. Howitzer save for
let's see,
Giordano.
want me to be on the phone with them, see the situation, unless we're going to update.
That was a big stop by Ricciardelli because Petramala has a hammer.
Well, how you be doing
Yeah,
here?
that's-
Have not reset
And
the
bus
shot clock. It still says
Norristown
13.
bus
Now
and
this
then
may be
sometimes
the
bus
issue.
L bus. And on the way back to the
Now we
bus
get the shot clock reset to
L
60.
bus.
Yeah, that's the right call off the Petramala shot.
I see you
Ricciardelli made the
Where's
save, but didn't
Minnesota?
corral the ball.
With 13
Created a
minutes.
rebound. That was big for Ricciardelli.
We're under
Stand
2 minutes to go in the
toe to
first
toe
quarter.
with Petramala with that lefty heat.
Richard Deli, top 10 nationally in save percentage, #1 in the ACC. Here's Worthon in a 5-point game in the Virginia win over to Harshbarger.
I think 11 and White has massive upside. I've seen him hammer shots on the
You
run.
might still work
You've
that
seen
back
two
so
terrific
bad.
feeds in this first quarter.
Yeah,
From
that is
Florida,
the biggest note.
dynamic
Let's see,
athlete,
like,
two
that's
hands.
how much you want to tell me.
Top 20 recruit, a 5-star. Duffy picked up by Ramsey.
Since
Carolina's
on Monday, that's
moving
a
it
few more
around
days away. We had to find out what those means.
As much ball movement offensively last
I've
week against
never
Duke.
heard of anything such
Shot
a
clock dips back to 10. Duffy against the short stick Ramsey. Ramsey is going to get flagged as he knocks Duffy to the ground. Shot clock at 3. And that's
Flag.
Duffy's
Oh.
banged up. Teams know that. They play him a certain way.
They're going to go after him physically. What they have to realize is this kid is tough as nails. This is a blatant hold. You could call a cross-check. They call that a crowbar, right? Like, these short stick defensive midfielders. Just hear the refs call on it. He's lucky it's a hold. It should be a cross-check. I mean, he's going between his arm and his
What
rib
season I
cage
have?
and his
Well,
his
it's
stick is
really based
completely
on the strategy that you have. What did you do?
separated from a
When I
hand
was
perspective,
there,
right? Like, he is
I used to do it.
using
I
forceful
knew something to do with
contact,
slacking,
lunging.
and something that couldn't do for any
With that much
reason.
stick on the rib cage, that should be a
Because right on
cross-check.
the shelves,
So a man-up opportunity
and
for
also,
UNC.
in fact,
42% with the extra man this
do I
season.
have enough experience or what? I still keep on sitting there.
And the goal is good. It's Mason Suchek. It is 4-0 North Carolina. This is a rivalry where Notre Dame's won the last 4 games, all by 7 or more goals.
We mentioned how Notre Dame was thumping Syracuse and Carolina the last couple years. I was complaining, saying it should be a 1-minute penalty with a cross-check. The hold in 30 seconds, they only needed about 10 seconds to get it done. To cash in, now we've seen back-to-back big-time plays by 2 freshman midfielders. Harshbarger as a passer, Suchek as the
We
goal
have no
scorer.
idea
And you
what
look
this
at his
means.
production now the last couple of weeks. I mean, he's doubling his
Unless
production
they
the last
want to
3
reach
weeks
out, but it's
compared
not
to
here.
the rest of the season.
4 of his 8 goals entering play came in the last 2 weeks and adds a man-up tally today. What do you make of Notre Dame sticking with Hagstrom instead of Lynch against Wambach?
No, I would go with Lynch. And the reason being is because they don't have history together. They didn't go against each other last year. So I think you get the benefit of the doubt of the Cajun vet to kind of figure it out before you go to Hagstrom. Now, in Kevin Corrigan's defense, Hagstrom owned the matchup against Wambach last year.
It's a live ball turnover off the clear. Wilson. His pass knocked down, a recovery by Notre Dame, and scooped up by the Irish and Reinhardt as quarter #1 comes to an end. Notre Dame scoreless in the opening quarter for the first time this season. The Tar Heels on senior day up 4-0.
We'll be right back. Second quarter's next.